Now, it was heralded as a new chapter for Cork Airport when Norwegian Air announced direct transatlantic flights to Boston, Providence. But today, the airline said it was dropping the route for the winter months from Cork, Shannon and Belfast. Eoghan Corry is the editor of Travel Extra. Eoghan, what's happened?
Good afternoon, Claire. Well, it was as announced with a big fanfare last July 2017, but there is no escape. Norwegian couldn't escape from the grim reality of transatlantic that it's very, very hard to make money in winter. Sure, Norwegian would be a little bit different from what we're used to transatlantic out of Ireland. It's effectively a short-haul route, which those hours, that 5-6 hours over to Providence, are indeed the New York and Boston side of the United States has become. They were using short-haul aircraft, the Boeing 737 MAX, and they are saying that the route itself isn't the problem, that the winter months are where the choke point arose, and they're dropping it for winter. There are a lot of people looking in at this saying that Norwegian's model probably isn't resilient enough, and it had run into a couple of unexpected things since it launched last July. One of them being that the Providence routes have underperformed compared with the routes to upstate New York. And the second thing is that Norwegian itself is less profitable than was hoped. Bjorn Koss, the CEO of Norwegian, was in Dublin last week, but he said 2017 was the last year of making a loss. The losses have in fact increased. They've just reported pretty grim results for the first quarter of 2018. So all of those factors came into play in Cork losing its Providence route.
So would you say the demand wasn't there or the profit wasn't there for this route?
The way these things work is the demand is quite easily stimulated. And remember, Shannon's Providence service has also been dropped, as have routes from Belfast and Edinburgh. What Norwegian, they don't say this in the official briefing, but what you pick up very quickly from them is that they probably put the lead-in fares a little bit low and the ancillary fares a little bit high. What that means to listeners is that they were paying less for the fare and more for things like checking in the bag. And I think Norwegian learned that Ryanair have trained us all into packing very, very light. And the Irish didn't buy the cups of coffee or the meals on board in the numbers that Norwegian initially expected, or pay as much for the ancillaries.
The passengers were dodging the extra charges, if you like, or the ancillary charges, as you say. Oh, and though, as you said at the beginning, this really was announced with great fanfare, and it was a new era, a new chapter for Cork Airport. It's likely to have a significant impact.
The reality is, Claire, that Norwegian have deep enough pockets. It's quite normal for startups. Wizz Air, the very important low-cost airline for Eastern Europe, lost bucket loads of money in the first 6 years of operation. Ryanair themselves took years to become profitable. So Norwegian, they've got good credibility. They've got good stock with the markets, and they are going to be around for a while. I don't fear for the Cork-Providence route in summer. They've vowed to return in summer 29 with the route again and the Shannon route again. What we will see is maybe 2 or 3 years for Norwegian to grow a new sort of customer, because what they're finding is they're not diverting the customers that would normally take those transatlantic fares with Aer Lingus and the American airlines, but they're actually finding a whole new class of customer. That's the way low-cost aviation within Europe grew, and we're seeing something similar growing at a transatlantic level. I'd be quite surprised if others, apart from Norwegian, don't have a look at that and start joining the party in the coming years.
Eoghan Corry, editor of Travel Extra there. Now,